to it, baby. Let's get to it.
The Hulk versus Godzilla.
Marvel's Green Goliath against the king of the monsters. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright, y'all. The Hulk is the personification of the enemy which lurks under the surface of us all. We have to control the enemy within ourselves, but we can control the conduct of the world. Bill Bixby. Shout out, bro.
What is the Hulk? Is he man? Is he monster? Or
The goat?
is he both?
He's a mean green smashing machine, the angry son of the Gamma Bomb.
A weapon designed
Yes,
by
sir.
the greatest gamma scientist of all, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner.
But just before it went off,
Yeah, boy,
Bruce
Bruce.
had to be a hero and save some dumb schmuck who was hanging around the test site. Damn it, Rick.
That day, Bruce Banner died.
And became the Incredible Hulk, a pissed off giant who must be really glad Bruce wears the purple stretch fit.
Standing 8 feet tall and
To be real, y'all, this battle is more important than y'all think, in my opinion. When it comes to the Hulk fans out there, we've been waiting for a chance like this. A chance to get some redemption, some revenge on, the stigma and reputation that for some reason people have on us. Like, my boy somehow, some way is deemed as weak, not the strongest there is. Just because some wrinkly old grape came down to earth and had some rocks in his hand. Like, nah, bro. This is gonna show right here.
than 10 million men, the Hulk
million.
emerges when Banner's anger flares.
Don't make him angry. You won't like him when he's angry.
But it's even more complex than that. Banner suffers from dissociative identity disorder, with many different Hulks embodying alternate personalities.
Like Joe Fixit, the original
Great
Grey Hulk. He's a cunning gangster and the only Hulk who's got that drip.
The Devil Hulk is a violent, overprotective personality that Banner unintentionally manifested as a result of his father's abuse.
Holy shit! Somebody actually drew this?
Golly.
But the Hulk everyone knows
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I didn't even know that about the Devil Hulk thing. I'm a Hulk fan forever, diehard Hulk fan, but it's still a lot of stuff I like to learn and I like to, just know about. And that was something new right there. I always knew about Joe Fixit though. Grey Hulk, just one of the best Hulks there is. And just look at the stats, bro. Look at the stats.
Big Guy is known as Savage Hulk. It seems he
Yes,
also
sir.
developed from parental abuse, hence his childlike personality. Though I'd argue he's more clever than you'd expect.
The angrier he is, the stronger he gets, with no limit.
Except for one, Bruce Banner. See, Banner's relationship with the Hulk is complicated.
Oh, they hate each other.
Mostly. Occasionally, they can come to an understanding. The alter best representing this would be the Professor Hulk, a balanced blend of Banner's brain and the Hulk's brawn.
The buffest nerd you'll ever meet. But what about when Bruce takes a step back? If he isn't trying to restrain the Hulk, what do you get?
The Green Scar.
The World Breaker!
Yes, sir.
Without Bruce's temperament, the Hulk's power.
See, and look. When it comes to Professor Hulk, it was cool. It was cool, It made sense to how the story went. I mean, I feel like if Savage Hulk was the one holding the gauntlet and had to snap, he probably wouldn't have done it. You needed a more, intellectual Hulk at that point to snap and take that pain, But this is the other Hulks that we need in the MCU. We need that World Breaker Hulk. We also need, a little Joe Fixit in there. Like, put him in a series or something. I want to see all the different variations of Hulk and give my boy his just due. Like, it's been too long, MCU. And this right here is going to show why we need that.
And fury surges, mixing Savage's rising strength with the personality and cunning of a warlord. The Green Scar is no mere superhero. He's a king and a conqueror.
Hulk is strong enough to lift 150 billion tons up from New Mexico to Florida in a single bound
King.
and shake all the
We
dimensions
seen that
connected
on
by the
Ragnarok.
crossroads at once. he was pinned down by the spear of Proxima Midnight, which holds the weight of a star, and was fine. And when we say world breaker, we mean it. While sparring with Red She-Hulk, the two of them shattered a whole planet.
At one point, he was bound in chains forged from the essence of the first firmament, the manifestation of the first universe, which could bind eternity itself. Not even Galactus was capable of saving eternity alone, and the Hulk just broke it by himself.
Maybe Thor should rethink calling himself the strongest Avenger, especially since the Avengers first assembled. None of them could take down Hulk on their own.
Speaking of Thor, the Hulk consistently battles on par with him, even when he held the Odin Force, with which he could command his hammer through infinite distances and match the power of Null, who killed countless Celestials. Even without it, Mjolnir can cross the universe in seconds.
Hulk tore a universe apart with just a clap. Good luck with that, Hammerman. But the green guy's got way more going on than just brute strength.
As the Hulk's power stems from gamma, he can utilize and absorb it and other radiation in various ways.
Yeah, like regenerating from fatal wounds. Even getting ripped apart by Wolverine barely slows him down. It gets weirder. Did you know that if he absorbs enough gamma, he can shoot lasers from his eyes and read people's minds? Oh, also, he can see ghosts and give him a good old-fashioned Hulk smash.
Hulk can break through
I ain't know that. I ain't know all that. I ain't know he had that in his bag for real. But hey, go take it. You know, I did know can he also, like, you know, breathe through water? You know, because I guess his lungs are so strong. It's like he couldn't really drown. He can breathe underwater type thing. But yeah, bro, the little heat gamma vision type thing, eye blast, that's fire right there.
Boundaries of comic book borders themselves into the empty white between panels, a gutter space beyond time and concept.
What, like how She-Hulk can for some reason break the fourth wall and talk to the reader? Oh, wait, that makes sense now. It's all gamma.
Exactly. In real life, gamma rays are electromagnetic radiation similar to X-rays.
But in Marvel Comics, gamma comes from hell.
On Earth 616, gamma radiation is an electromagnetic frequency that can manifest as either a wave, a particle, or something else. Something that nobody really understands.
Except for Bruce.
That's right. Dr. Banner is a certified genius with 7 PhDs. According to Norman Osborn, he's the 4th smartest person on the planet.
And that's comparing him to big brains like Reed, Doom, and Tony.
Banner built the Her Collider Synchrotron, a machine that can scan.
We give those guys their respect. You know, they're the smartest of the smartest. Those only guys ahead of us. So we got the brains too. As long as Bruce and Hulk can work together, we can have the brains and the brawn. So I don't see how we can't win. I'm just convinced that this is going to be easy work. Easy work for my boy Hulk.
Entire multiverse with the speed of a hypermind. He created the Gamma Core, which could rupture space-time between universes. He built an interstellar radio on a deserted planet without any pre-established technology. He wired up Hulk like a starship, piloting him from the mindscape within. He even built an ultimate nullifier. In fact, the original intent of his Gamma Bomb was to be non-lethal, only targeting inorganic material.
But Thunderbolt Ross wanted something with a bit more boom. Hey, can't blame him.
Fearing its ramifications, Banner developed the Gamma Bomb on his own, keeping its design secret. In the process, he tapped into an unknown form of gamma energy that breaks down reality and mutates it beyond actuality. On that fateful day, he opened the Green Door.
You know how we said the bomb killed Bruce? That wasn't some flowery metaphor or whatever. He died and came back as Hulk.
Came back from the below place, the hell beneath hell, the lowest possible dimension of reality.
It's trippy, but whenever Hulk dies, he goes there. Then a green door opens and he goes back to where he was before. Easy as that. It doesn't matter if he's been atomized, sliced up into jars, or digested by werewolves. If he goes through the door, he's back, ready to rumble. The green door did get locked into a red door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of gamma, this anomaly from the bedrock of hell, spawns from none other than the...
We gotta go back.
Door, but he's easily broken through it multiple times. Not a problem.
It turns out that third form of gamma, this anomaly
like
from
I
the
said, it's my boy, but why he looking like that? What comic artist drew my boy like that? Hell no. Nah, that's crazy. Crazy work.
Of hell spawns from none other than the one below all, the dark side of the one above all.
That's right, God has a Hulk, and it wants Bruce to bring about the end of all things. But Hulk just said, nah.
So, what is the Hulk? An uncontrollable monster? A prison for a tortured soul? A super weapon for Armageddon?
Don't overthink it, Wiz. Hulk is Hulk, and Hulk's the strongest one there is.
Alright, let's see about Godzilla. So, alright, y'all. Godzilla is the son of the atomic bomb. He's a nightmare created out of the darkness of the human soul. He is the sacred beast of the apocalypse. Tomoyuki Tanaka. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Shout out Tomo. Let's see what Godzilla talking about. We gonna give our opponent respect.
The year was 1946. The press gathered at Bikini Atoll to witness the power of the nuclear bomb. But many leagues beneath their feet, something ancient stirred.
Godzilla, the king of the monsters. He was pretty pissed off over the worst wake-up ever, so he swam to Japan for one hell of a crash out.
Japan was still recovering from the war, so seeing this mutilated radioactive monster towering high like a mushroom cloud wasn't just frightening, it seemed prophetic. The bomb was just the beginning. Man had sparked the end of times.
Yes.
Complete with googly eyes.
And
the most epic roar ever.
Other fictional characters don't. That signature roar right there. But when you hear that one, you know who it is.
Over the years, there have been many iterations of the beast.
Between movies, TV, comics, and cartoons, there's at least 27 different Godzillas stomping around, not including Manila, the Scrappy-Doo of kaiju. Sorry, that's insulting to Scrappy-Doo.
Despite the variety, Godzilla is somewhat consistent, so we'll examine his entire history, focusing on the larger releases. In most iterations, Godzilla is a rare theropod that went dormant for millions of years before nuclear bombs mutated it into a gargantuan radioactive monster.
Standing 165 feet tall, at minimum, Koji smashes through skyscrapers with ease. He's so casual about bullets and rockets, they might as well be gnats. And the bombs did so much more than just pump up his size. He's got atomic breath!
A concentrated beam or spray of radioactive heat. With an estimated range of 1,100 miles, it can exceed 500,000 degrees Celsius, almost 90 times hotter than the surface of the sun. His red spiral ray is a supercharged version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he can blast it out of his back and fly.
Hold up.
Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him.
Supercharged version that doubles in heat and power, and spins.
Or he can blast it out of his back and fly. Well, he could always do that, I guess. Look at him go.
With enough energy built up, Godzilla can blast a nuclear pulse out of his whole body, creating a massive wave of atomic destruction. Also, a number of era-exclusive powers. Shin Godzilla can fire rays from his tail.
And Hanna-Barbera Godzilla can fire rays from his eyes. Pew, pew.
Effectively a living
I know all that. I didn't know he can do all that type of stuff with his powers to where he's real versatile. He got some tucked in his bag for sure. But I feel like regardless of all that, if a Kong can hang with him and survive, Hulk can easily hang with him, and we gonna win. Just watch.
reactor, Shin possesses a natural phased array radar that can detect and attack threats automatically. And Godzilla Earth, who grew over 1,000 feet tall across 2,000 years, could make a barrier only penetrable by kaiju that can bypass physics.
And don't forget, Big G can ball with the best of them. After Charles Barkley got him his own pair of Nikes, Godzilla got busy.
It's kind of hard to emphasize just how impressively terrifying Godzilla can be when you're bringing up this sort of thing.
Oh yeah? Why don't you find a better spokesperson for Dr. Pepper? Fine, let's talk about when his presence boiled the entire Arctic Ocean, or how he picked up and threw Biolante, which weighed 200,000 tons, or when he no-sold not one, not two, but 3 meteors.
Including the Permian period extinction event that happened about 200 million years ago.
Then he went to hell.
I don't cap. These feats kind of give me a little worried. A tad bit worried. I ain't gonna cap, but I still think we're gonna pull this through. I didn't know a lot about this when it comes to Godzilla or the stuff with Hulk. So I just really wonder how this fight is gonna turn out. I'm late to it. I'm late to this whole fight. I know it's been out for a minute, but I knew I had to react to this one.
Fought some fucked up versions of God and Satan and atomic breath that Space Godzilla so hard that he blew up the whole planet. That's scary enough for you? God, I want a Dr. Pepper.
With such awesome might, he's battled the most dangerous of foes, like King Ghidorah and Gigan. In Godzilla vs. Megalon, Gigan flew from the M Hunter Nebula to Earth in 24 seconds, and that nebula is 30,000 light years away.
It doesn't matter what you throw at Godzilla. He never really dies. You can blow off his head, explode him from the inside, or crush him in a black hole. Then he'll come back.
Or evolve into an even more powerful form. Godzilla's always possessed heightened adaptation, but many iterations clearly showcase instantaneous evolution.
And super forms! He's gone full shonen and powered up a few times. So much so, he almost kicked off a nuclear winter just by existing.
His ghost possessed a robot, his bones summoned another Godzilla, and he rose as an undead revenant hell-bent on destroying Japan.
Okay, why Japan? Couldn't he pick on some other country?
He's stomped around the Americas a few times, but it just isn't the same.
It just makes sense.
Godzilla is intrinsically linked with Japan, a symbol of both their devastation and resilience. A reminder of the threat of nuclear war and what awaits those who peer too deeply into the unknown. But also, Japan's in Godzilla's perceived territory. To him, a stomping through Osaka is just another patrol.
He's not always so bad, though. He can be super protective, defending other monsters, his own kid, and sometimes even people. I'd say there's two types of Godzillas: the monster of nature's wrath and the guardian of planet Earth.
Well, there is a third type, but to understand that, we should first answer a question. How does Godzilla walk?
On two legs, Wiz, obviously.
But according to Square Cube law, those legs should be crushed under his own weight.
Oh god, here we go again.
A creature like Godzilla cannot realistically exist. This proved to be an elusive question for decades, even highlighted in Shin Godzilla, until a new theory was presented in the anime Singular Point. If Godzilla can't exist in our reality, what if he's from a different one?
What? Like he's an alien from another dimension?
Exactly! What if all kaiju come from a higher plane of existence with no regard for the known laws of physics? This dimension enters our reality in the form of archetype, a transtemporal conceptual particle.
It's that red dust that's floating all over the place.
This archetype can enter any timeline to terraform the Earth and all of reality so that kaiju can exist. This theoretically explains why various Godzillas appear in so many universes. They all trace back to one singular point: Godzilla Ultima. This shadow, this wannabe god, desires to play with and destroy every single universe.
And Godzilla is its avatar.
Through Ultima, this entity sees the universe as an interactable fiction and can control causality. Ultima himself is a singular point, one of many gateways through which the entity can tamper with reality.
Think of it this way: if something happens that the entity doesn't like, it can just say, "That thing didn't actually happen," and presto, it no longer happened.
That's not to say such an event can't happen in the moment of occurrence, but the entity disconnects cause and effect and nullifies events in retrospect without regard for time.
And now my head hurts. TLDR, Ultima tried to bring about a catastrophe that would end the universe in like a week's time. So, a wacky robot and a time-traveling Alexa used a supercomputer and this familiar-looking doohickey,
The orthogonal diagonalizer.
to zap all of Archetype into its final form, cutting off the entity's connection to the universe.
But not killing it. Because while each Godzilla has its differences, one thing remains certain.
Godzilla is immortal, and that makes him the king.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright, y'all. No more talking, no more interruptions. I'm not pausing anything. It's time to just get into the fight, baby. Let's see who pull it out. I know who I'm on. Team Hawk all day. Let's go. Alright, so except for this pause. Right here, off rip, RIP to this city. There's no person surviving this fight. There's no building. There's no road. There's no piece of land surviving this fight. RIP off rip. But that's the last pause, y'all. That's the last pause. Promise.
reach the city. So far, the evacuation is... Wait, look!
Here you go. Here you go. We're not going out that bad. No way. I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry. No more. There we go. Get off me with that. Eat that. Eat those. That ain't the nothing. Okay. Okay, weave. Some parkour right here. Let's go. No. Wow.
I'm for me to take over. We don't want any trouble.
Crazy is he's not dead.
Hulk stays.
Come on, y'all. Don't argue. Y'all don't need to argue. Y'all done woke up the beast. We eat those. We eat those.
You think you're strong? I scar the world. Take out.
He just go ahead, like it didn't happen. Oh, he can fly. Turn around and fling this man. That don't matter. I told y'all, RIP to that whole piece of country. Why do I feel like he's still not dead? He's still not dead. Stupid lizard. I knew it. Burnt to a crisp. That's insane. Burnt to a crisp. We back.
I think I understand.
Ultimate. We got clapped again. We got.
It's been days since the battle began, and the red dust is spreading. Godzilla has grown in size, but we believe we are.
It was already. I don't know why. I the only one who recorded this fight that wasn't going to end up happening. You're a chop.
A trillion to one and rising.
The teamwork.
Chance to nullify the madness behind the monster.
Yo.
2 + 2 is 5. A right angle is 80 degrees. This element is beyond what we can perceive. Like gamma. 1,000 times. 1,000,000. 1,000,000,000,000. I just need one. You did it, big guy. We did it.
KO! What happened?
It's complicated, so let's break this down into 3 categories. First up, power. Most
Gang, like we just seen the same thing. We just witnessed the same fight, y'all. But I don't know what the freak just happened. And I know for a fact you feel the same way.
Godzilla can shrug off black holes and extinction-level events, tag beyond light-speed foes like Gigan, blow up planets. However, the Hulk is beyond that.
The big guy clapped a universe to bits and shook the infinite dimensions linked to the crossroads. In a straight fight with a classic Godzilla, 616 Hulk smashes the power advantage.
But factoring in Ultima changes things. The entity sees all of space-time and can manipulate its results at a whim. No matter how strong the Hulk got, Ultima could potentially negate it.
But Hulk broke chains made of the first firmament, which could overwhelm eternity.
An abstract concept of a being not entirely unlike Ultima's entity.
Even a small piece of the first firmament could break the multiverse. Plus, Hulk kept up with Odin Force Thor, who is also on a celestial level of power.
So the gap in power becomes nebulous. Still, unless Hulk could remove Ultima from the equation, neither held a clear advantage in power and stats.
Especially when you look at their immortality.
This was practically a never-ending death loop. Even with their healing factors, both could technically kill each other, but then just come right back.
The green door instantly appears when Hulk goes to the below place, and the higher dimensional entity could always summon a replacement Godzilla avatar, so both Hulk and Godzilla could not stay dead.
Unless they could somehow prevent what was happening in those other dimensions. So let's examine the layers of their multiverses. Marvel's cosmos has infinite higher dimensions, which themselves are transcended by the astral plane, the superflow, and so on until you reach the House of Ideas, the domain of the one above all.
Since the one below all mirrors the one above all, the below place mirrors the House of Ideas. Get it?
In comparison, the cosmos of Godzilla's multiverse is just as vast and infinite, but does not have the same sort of transcending layers above and below. This means the below place, the Hulk's respawn point and source of power, is out of the entity's reach.
So the real question is, if they both can't die and Ultima's entity can't affect the below place, could Hulk somehow stop the entity before it destroyed the universe?
It all comes down to Gamma and Archetype. Ultima was defeated in the anime by using a trans-temporal superdimension calculator operating at infinite speeds to activate the orthogonal diagonalizer, turning Archetype against itself.
Ultima endlessly spews this stuff, so there's plenty to work with. And Hulk can reach into comic book gutter space, so he should be able to reach through a singular point. But that's not enough.
Fortunately for Hulk, it just so happens he knows someone who, like scientists who have defeated Godzilla in the past, is an expert on particles from a greater dimension that mutate reality beyond our understanding.
Who made a device with those particles that breaks space-time, like the diagonalizer? Who made a supercomputer that scanned the infinite multiverse with the speed of a hypermind, like the dimension calculator? Hell, the guy made an interstellar radio out of sticks and stones in a matter of days, and even built an ultimate nullifier. It's like he was made for this.
The green door waits for no Hulk, including Banner. Even if Ultima's catastrophe destroyed the universe, the door could deposit Banner in a different universe and he could continue the fight.
He had all the time in the infinite multiverse.
There was only one way this could end, and only one person who could make it so.
Even among gods and monsters, man was the ultimate weapon.
The winner is Bruce Banner.
Next time on Death
We'll take
Battle.
it, bro. We'll take it. W fight. Insane fight. It wasn't even like a general fight. It was plenty of death loops. Both of the opponents died. Just came back repeatedly. It came down to the brains. You know, so, you know, I hope that we put more respect on that boy Bruce. You know, and also overall put more respect on Hulk, the character. We need him to get his redemption back in the MCU, in the films, anything, bro. And soon we will, especially based off us winning this, getting the victory on this fight. We got to, bro. It's only right. MCU, do the thing, man. You need a new movie. You need a new trilogy. Like, I want to see something just insane, bro. If not, give us the rematch with Thanos. No, y'all. I mean, this was a crazy fight. First reaction of watching death battles. I always used to watch these all the time, but I knew for this one I had to get into my reaction bag. This was insane. But for sure, more reactions on the way. Maybe more death battles reactions on the way. So we'll see. But I love y'all. See y'all in the next one.